The Long Dark is a game that needs no introduction, and in fact, there is little I can say that has yet to be said. Despite that, I had never touched it since its release in 2017, and barely knew anything about it besides the fact that it was an incredible survival game that is highly spoken of. So, when I saw it on sale on Steam, I decided to finally pick up a copy and dive in, blind as I was. I started up a sandbox run on Voyager, picked a beginner-friendly area according to the map, and within moments I was immersed. The game tells you nothing outright, but it does not deprive you of information. For those paying attention, you begin learning immediately. My first run barely made it 2 days, but in those 2 days I learned many things. Cars and many structures are warmer on the inside, but not warm enough to save you. But they are warm enough to combine with the warmth of your bedroll, which can be a way to get rest and, well, warmth. I learned how to hunt, some basic scavenging, and then, to my demise, I learned that fire only comes from fire. It doesn't matter how much fuel and kindling or accelerant I have without a fire starter, which means I couldn't melt snow for water, and my dehydration combined with hypothermia quickly took my life as I made a mad dash to try and find some new structures to scavenge for matches. But there was a lesson I learned above all others, and it's the only reason I even made it that far. Panic is death. On multiple occasions I found myself about to do something in fear of a lowering meter, but I took a breath and I decided on a new course of action, which saved me from an even earlier grave as I learned things like how the temperature mechanics worked in the very beginning. Had I not stayed calm, I wouldn't even have made it through my first night. Acting without a plan and moving frantically will end you. And there was something eerie about the feeling of calm this instilled and enforced as I played. Realizing quickly that panic would get me killed, I found myself almost afraid of fear. I quickly dropped into this unsettling trance of quiet and calm. I made every move carefully and methodically, working my way up from scavenging stale chips to hunting small game. Right up until... This moment violently snapped me out of this sort of trance I had fallen into. I paused my game and messaged my friends about it and everything. Watching that rabbit look me in the eyes before hearing that sickening crack. This game doesn't need any monsters. I'm right here. That's something really special about this to me, and the developers call it out as well. There's no zombies or anomalies or horrors of the unknown for you here. It's you, the wilds, and the cold. And that last one, that's more of a threat than any creature the devs could possibly add. It's persistent, endless, and patient. It will whittle away at you bit by bit until there is nothing left, and it has claimed you just like so many others. Typically I find that survival elements in a survival horror game tend to take a backseat to the horror, and yet somehow, despite being a strictly survival game, The Long Dark inflicts an endless unease that many other games struggle to replicate. The Quiet Apocalypse really is the perfect description for The Long Dark. Cold and alone, there are so many moments where the only sound you hear is the crackling of your fire as you hope your meat cooks in time, or the blizzard outside the church you stumbled into for warmth, fumbling around in the pitch black of night. That atmosphere as you try to plan your next move was an experience I haven't had very often, and it just wouldn't leave my head until I wrote about it. So I whipped up the script and made this video in like an afternoon. In fact, to pull back the curtain a bit, all this footage you're seeing is from my second run. My first I didn't bother recording because I didn't intend on making this video. And I found the church a second time. When I mentioned the church, that's what happened in my first run. I couldn't see anything because I woke up in the middle of the night and it was pitch black, and then I ran into it again. Second run is going way better. I found a revolver. And I wasted all my bullets to kill an elk that I don't have an axe to chop up yet. So, going better, but definitely not perfect. If this has been enough to pique your interest, it does happen to still be on sale if you're seeing this video on release. You can get the sandbox mode and the main story, which is set to finish end of this year, I think, for like $4. I'll say out the gate, the experience isn't for everyone, but it certainly was for me, and it very well might be for you too. On that note, if you find that these little video essays are for you, let me know in the comments below. Maybe subscribe, like, hit the buttons. You know how YouTube works. I don't need to explain this one to you. But let me know. I do like making video essays, but I usually try to make things a bit longer. The last two videos have been pretty impromptu. I mean, Haste just grabbed my attention and it forced a video out of me at proverbial gunpoint. And then this was very much the same. And both video essays, I kind of tried to encapsulate the feeling that the game instilled in me, which is why the Haste video was so fucking chaotic and why this one was very, very quiet and mellow and, you know, not very super fast hard cuts, anything like that. Much more ambient, because that's just how this game is to me. But if you are liking this sort of thing, let me know. And let me know if there are any games that you want covered. If, you know, I'm gonna cover things that catch my interest, obviously I will be biased. But if it happens to be something I enjoy, or it's something that's sitting around in my backlog, and, you know, odds are good that that's the case, I wouldn't be opposed to seeing about taking a few requests. But yeah, anyways, my name is Fabaria Pendragon, we are the Whispers, and I hope to see you all again very soon.